Hamilton has recorded the fastest time of the day in today's practice session. The British driver will be mightily pleased with just how well his car performed.
Alright lads, so here we are for episode number 17 of the F1 2015 career mode. As you can see in Friday practice, we were pretty much on the pace, and that gives me a little bit of confidence heading into qualifying now. So, penultimate race of the season, the difference between us and Hamilton is about 23 points or something like that, I believe. So we just need to continue to win races and give ourselves every chance of winning this World Drivers title. As you can see, we're on board with Nico Rosberg now. We're in between two qualifying runs. I just thought I'd see just how the AI perform, on their own flying lap. It was interesting to see the differences in driving style between us and the AI. The AI are definitely much smoother. Don't have the same vigor, going into corners and stuff compared to me. But coming across the line, Nico goes P2. Not only on the times, but also in the speed traps as well. He is 300ths slower than us in qualifying. So I thought, okay, that's a little bit scary. We're going to need to go out for another run. I knew I needed to go out anyway, but this sort of just confirms it because Hamilton still hasn't put in a time yet. It's quite interesting to see the traits that the different AI have. Hamilton doesn't like to put in a lap early. He likes to leave it to the final 10 minutes of the session. And sometimes that can catch him out, especially if there's any weather at play. But here we're just going to go for a flying lap here around Brazil. This will be our fastest lap, I believe. Lewis Hamilton has only just improved over our time. I believe he's about, a few hundredths clear of us. So with 5 minutes left to go, we really do need to put in a time now if we want to get pole for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Going through turn 4 now, you could probably take that in 4th gear, but I opted for 3rd just to get the nose in a little bit better. Going up to the fast right-handers now, 5th gear, using the engine braking a little bit to get it through there, and then coming through now to this technical part of the track, 2nd gear right-hander, and then short shift up to 3rd early before you turn left for this long sweeping left-hander. Now we've got to size up this hairpin here. Try not to lock up the inside front. Very easy to do. 2nd gear. Now shift up to 3rd early to sort of dull the revs and the wheel spin as we come up to pretty much the final corner. You take this in 3rd gear. I opted for 2nd here because I just wanted to avoid the understeer, but I found out in the race it's actually faster to go through there in 3rd gear. So hopefully you guys can learn from that. Now shifting up through the gears, sort of shift up before you get to the red line, but coming up to the line, is it pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix? Yes it is. Half a tenth was the difference between us and Lewis Hamilton, who will be starting from P1 in the Brazilian Grand Prix.
And it's Valtteri Bottas on pole for tomorrow's race. After a blistering lap time saw him top the timesheets. The team will be hoping now for more of the same tomorrow. Welcome to Sao Paulo, which has been host to Formula One races since 1973. Sit back and relax for what's going to be a fantastic Brazilian Grand Prix. The fans were ecstatic yesterday as Valtteri Bottas and Williams clinched pole position with a stunning last lap drive in Q3.
Anything can happen on race day. A poor start, a mechanical issue, the weather being unpredictable, or just the fact another driver has a better performance. So whilst he's definitely hoping for the race win, he knows his name isn't written on the trophy just yet.
How important is a good start for Lewis today?
Ensuring he gets a clean getaway is vital. After all, winning championships is all about consistently scoring points and keeping the momentum going, and so he doesn't want to find himself in a vulnerable position going into turn 1.
That's quite an interesting point because we've sort of put ourselves in that position in the last few races. Our starts, as you guys know, they've not been the best, but coming here to Brazil, this is probably one of the shortest runs to turn 1, so you'd have to say this track is probably a better track as any for us to lead coming into turn 1. But as you can see, the strategy once again is a 3-stop, so we could be on for one of those race of attritions with a tyre wear really affecting the result of this race. So I'm really interested to see how we go now as we build to those 5 red lights here for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and away we go. We dull the revs off the start, but it doesn't help. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead already before we even get to the braking zone of turn 1. We're in P3 now as we try and hold it around the outside of Nico Rosberg there, but no, we have to settle behind the 2 Mercedes cars. So still, we really do need to work on our starts. It's been absolutely terrible the last few races. I'm definitely going to work on that once we get to the off-season between Season 1 and Season 2. But we go up the inside of Rosberg there through Turn 4. Couldn't quite get the move stick. Just didn't have the superior traction that he did holding the line around the outside. So going through the middle sector now, Lewis Hamilton leads from Rosberg, from myself, Vettel, and then I believe Daniel Ricciardo was in P5, but we go up the inside of Nico Rosberg there and back into P2, but we're still going side by side. They're trying to hold it around the outside, and we've got the move done for P2. Wow, what a crazy start this has been so far. We just, I can't believe we just continue to give up positions on the first lap, but it's taken us almost 7 laps for any action to happen, really. We just didn't have the pace that Lewis Hamilton did, so the gap sort of stayed at around 2 or 3 seconds. Asking the engineer when the pit window was, he says it's on the next lap, so I took the opportunity straight away to dive into the pits for the undercut. We saw it worked in Mexico. Is it going to work again today in Brazil, where the tyre wear should be even harsher as you get to the end of those stints? So the undercut should work much better than what it did in Mexico. That's the plan. But we rejoin in a little bit of traffic. I'm not going to lie, it's going to take some really swift overtaking for us to rejoin in the lead once Hamilton makes his first pit stop. So coming through the very next lap now, we can see Lewis Hamilton is leaving the pit exit line now. We can see he has lost position to us. So we now inherit the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix thanks to the undercut. So what we need to do now is look after these tyres, because now we have the oldest set of tyres of anyone in this entire F1 field for the rest of this race. So essentially what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go 1 lap longer than what I was scheduled to do for this middle stint, and hopefully get us back on track or back in sync with the rest of the cars in this field. Because if you guys sort of think about it, if the undercut works really well, then you've got to say that the worn tyres are really going to affect you at the end of the race. So that's sort of my thinking there. But yeah, we're really going to have to drive well if you want to still win this race. But as you can see, through this middle stint, I was actually surprised at my pace. Considering I've got older tyres, I'm actually pulling away from Lewis at this phase of the race, which was pretty interesting. Maybe he was saving fuel and possibly playing it a little bit calm since he doesn't have the lead anymore. Maybe trying to mount an attack later on in the race, knowing that he's got fresher tyres. So, I don't know, it's a bit interesting at the moment. Nico Rosberg actually went purple on the previous lap, and this is why. He's going up the inside of Sebastian Vettel there. He had DRS, he goes up the inside, but Vettel is really trying to take the fight to him, trying to squeeze him out as much as he can, but it was to no avail. Rosberg got back into P2, so that's our, P3 rather. So lap 16 now, we're coming in for another pit stop. These option tyre stints, they really don't last long. They're only, 8 laps long, and considering Brazil is such a short lap time, they're really on these tyres for no time at all. But I've tried the primes, I've tried them in practice, they're just not good. That's why we're going on to the primes for the final stint. They're pretty much a useless compound, to be honest, so that's why the options are the preferred race tyre. But coming on to lap 17 now, Raikkonen finally making his stop on the next lap. I believe the likes of Rosberg and Vettel came in on this lap as well. I'm not too sure if Hamilton came in yet or not. He might be coming in on the next lap possibly, so we'll have to wait and see. And see where he rejoins once he makes his stop. So very next lap, no, Vettel and Rosberg made their stops then, so I got it mixed up there. But still, we maintain the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. That's really all that matters at this stage. It seems like the undercut has worked once again, so heading into the rest of this race, we have an even bigger lead. I think it's about 4 or 5 seconds at this stage, so looking very comfortable, as the tyre wear really not affecting me like I really thought it would. But anyway, lap 22, we're just cycling through all the lap cars, and it seems like this always seems to happen at this part of the race. Oh, Grosjean! Whoa, he left me way too much room there. He actually hit the wall there, I believe, so trying to be a little bit too gentlemanly as he let me through there. But yeah, as I said, there seems to be a trend at the end of Grand Prix. There's just a train of lap cars that you have to cycle your way through, but the AI, like the likes of Hamilton, Rosberg, Vettel, Raikkonen, etc., they're not as good at getting through the lap cars as what I am. So that's one opportunity that we have is to actually gain time on those guys. So it's almost like a game of high-speed chess, getting through the lap cars, managing fuel, managing the tires, and all these different things. That's why I love this game so much, in particular compared to other games where the racing is a lot more simple in that aspect. But rejoining on the track, that's Lewis Hamilton. He gained a lot of time in that stint after I made my pit stop, so I don't know if it was a bad outlap from me, if Hamilton just went on an absolute blast there, but he's a lot closer to us now coming into this final stint of the race. And now we're on the prime tyres, going up the inside of Sergio Perez there, who once again goes a lap down. I think that might have been Hulkenberg, my apologies, but yeah, we're on the dud tyres now, the prime tyres. It's going to be interesting to see who is faster on this compound now as we get around Sergio. And once again, Hamilton is going to have to cycle through him as well. Lap 32, only 4 laps left in this Grand Prix. We got the inside of Fernando Alonso. I've got to say, the AI this year, they're a lot better at getting out of the way when they're a lap car. But final lap now, the gap to Hamilton is just over a second. He's not quite in DRS range yet, but he might have it on this final lap here, going through the S section. We're just got to have a look at our fuel because I'm not too sure what it's like at the moment. Team radio. Okay, so we have no fuel left according to the engineer, so that is a cause for panic. We've got to put it straight into lean revs, shift up as early as we can now for the rest of this lap. Sometimes this engineer can be a little bit, I don't know, glitchy. Sometimes he tells you you have more fuel than what you actually have, or sometimes you might have, you know, no fuel at all and he'll tell you it's fine. So I just really can't trust the engineer. We've just got to play it safe and try and save as much fuel as we can going through the middle sector where straight line speed, there is no emphasis on it, so we can afford to, you know, shift up the revs a lot earlier. But oh, can you believe it? I thought we were actually fine on fuel. The engineer told me 5 laps ago we were absolutely fine. We were probably +1 on fuel, so that is... Okay, so the engineer was trolling me after all. We have plenty of fuel to use as we come up the final straight now. Lewis Hamilton, he is not going to win this race. It's our second race win in a row here in Brazil. And man, we are looking very good heading into the final race in Abu Dhabi.
It's been a good day's work for Valtteri Bottas as he's come away from this weekend with a race win and some well-earned plaudits for one of the drives of the season.
It was a brilliant performance, and when you drive like that, the feeling of winning is even sweeter.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
What a race that was. The Brazilian Grand Prix never fails to deliver a really good race there. I was literally crapping myself on that final lap. I literally thought we were going to lose that race on the final like straight or something like that. It's happened before in previous races, but so glad to get away with this one. I believe that's like our 6th win or 7th win or something. So to consider we're still not in the lead of this Drivers' Championship is almost unbelievable. It's a testament to how bad our consistency has been at times. But the difference now to Lewis Hamilton is only 16 points heading into the final race in Abu Dhabi. Can we win that final race and win the driver's title? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you're excited for that finale, then let me know, or leave a like on this video to make me upload it a little bit quicker. But that's been this episode for today. This career mode season, it started off a bit slow. We struggled to get on the pace, but now we are really finding our form here. It's just a shame that there's only 1 more race left, so I'm just wishing there was like maybe 2 or 3 more races left, and then we could really have a showdown with Hamilton for the driver's title here. But that's going to do this episode for today. Season 1 will be coming to a close in the next episode, so I've got to start thinking about what team I want to drive for in Season 2. Obviously, in between the break of Season 1 and Season 2, I'm going to do some testing. I'm going to think about, you know, what team I'm going to do. I'll probably leave a straw poll down in the description. You guys can go vote for a team. It's not going to be concrete official, you know, which team gets the most votes will be the team I drive for. It's not going to be like that. It's sort of just going to be a guide as to see, like, what you guys want. But ultimately, for Season 2, I think I'm going to choose a car that is going to deliver the most exciting season, if that makes sense. So leave your vote in the comment section down below, or vote on the straw poll. That'll be the best way to let me know, you know, what team you want to see me drive for next season. Heading into the finale, I'm going to try my utmost hardest to win this driver's title. It's going to be a long shot. It's going to be an outside chance, but I'm going to try my very best to win this championship for you guys. So until then, the final race in Abu Dhabi. I'll see you guys next time.